All right. Welcome back, everybody, to week number 3. So thank you for submitting your assignments on week 2. I got some of those graded already and back to you. The rest of them will kind of pepper in through the week and may kind of linger until maybe Saturday or so. It's tax season, so it gets a little busy for us accountants. So I'll try to get those back as soon as possible. So this week you're going to do the first major project, right? And it's about your health and beauty company, and basically it's what you learned in chapter 1 and chapter 2, and then some of your readings that's going to happen in chapter 3. Now, let's make sure we get back to the textbook. So we need to make sure that we read chapter 10. That's key. And this is probably the most important thing for your project 1. It's called Porter's 5 Forces. Michael Porter, he's a Harvard professor. I want this worked into the paper. Clear and simple. It's got to be in the paper somehow, some way. He publishes several books. Some of these, I've got them laying on my desk. One's called Strategy. It's actually a couple, book 1, book 2. Harvard also published some other 10 must-reads, but this is about Porter's 5 Forces. So it's on strategy. It's his theory behind strategy. This is key. Make sure it's in your paper. All right, so the other thing I want to do is make sure everyone understands how to get to the requirements, how to get to the rubric, and that sort of thing. So this, if you didn't see how I got there, this is the requirements and directions specifically. These are everything that you need. This is the APA style guide, right? So keep in mind the key things that I'm looking for. If you go and you look under articulation of response, if I put, you need to make sure you follow the APA style guide. I'm looking for a cover page. I'm looking for a reference sheet, and anything that you put in there that's cited, just make sure it's properly cited. That's all I'm looking for. But this is a direct link to the APA style guide, right? So here's the other materials you're going to need to do this project. So make sure you go through the directions, who you're writing it to, right? Here's the supporting materials, right? And please, when you do your papers, more than anything, or when you do your assignments for SNHU, or if you were at Wharton or wherever you're doing it, there's something called a grading rubric, right? Now, at SNHU, we make it clear. We put it out there. This is the grading rubric. This is the requirements. And basically, use this as your guideline. You've got to come up with one strategic question for your health and beauty company. You got to come up with one KPI for your health and beauty company. You got to come up with one KPI measurement for your health and beauty company. You got to come up to functional considerations. How will that affect these decisions, these recommendations? How's that going to affect the functional considerations, the functional departments, right? That's what I'm looking for. Functional departments are sales, marketing, human resources, IT, finance. That's the legal. That's the functions. So how are these items going to affect that, right? And make sure that if you want to get 100%, you cover everything in here. Shows progress towards proficiency, blah, blah, blah. And here develops one strategic question for each element of the triple bottom line to measure success. And once you get there, if you put just a little bit more spin on it, a little bit more professionalism, it gets you right over the top into the 100% exemplary category. Same thing with one KPI. Identifies one KPI of a successful strategy development and implementation for each strategic question. So you have a question that you want to ask or you want to answer. Hint, hint, that comes from some of this material here. And then how are you going to implement it? Same thing for KPI measurement. explains how KPIs will be measured. There's a method for doing KPIs. It's called SMART. Make sure they're specific, they're measurable, they're actionable. Please look that methodology up and apply it here, right? So for me, your health and beauty company might be, as an example, we want to reduce the cartons. You know, the carton size. Whenever you get a huge carton, like a carton of Kleenex here, has a lot of cardboard in it. So we want to reduce that cardboard, that way it doesn't go into the landfill. So how do we have sustainable packaging? That might be one. The other one might be, you know, how do we get sales from specific areas, from specific groups, and that sort of thing. So those are a couple of ideas to kind of get you going. So I'm at the 6-point mark. So if you have questions, you have any comments, please feel free to reach out and let me know. Thanks. Have a good day. Take care. Bye.